This is Scotland's first ever Innovation Week, with a series of events including today's Innovation Summit in Edinburgh. And we can all agree that innovation is critical to business growth, creating jobs and a healthy economy. And when the SNP government launched its innovation strategy 2 years ago, they produced a scorecard to measure performance. And the scorecard was updated this morning, and here it is. And it shows that performance is declining across more than half of the government's own key measures. I'd like to ask the First Minister, is that really good enough?
First Minister.
The Government takes forward a whole range of different measures to encourage innovation in our economy, because economic growth is central to the Government's policy agenda, as I have explained to Parliament on countless occasions. The Deputy First Minister took part in the Innovation Summit this morning, and in some of the recent discussions I've had, for example, just last week with the games industry in Scotland, a sparkling example of innovation in Scotland, where the collaboration between the business sector and our universities is generating substantial economic growth for Scotland. So that's just one example of the way in which the Government takes forward its innovation agenda.
Russell Findlay.
Let's look at this in a little bit more detail. One of the measures on the SNP scorecard is about the number of Scottish businesses that are innovating. And this is measured using well-established OECD rules, and it reveals a deeply worrying fact. Under the SNP, Scotland is ranked behind every single region of England. And in the week of Scotland's first ever Innovation Summit, can John Swinney explain why Scotland is trailing behind the rest of the UK?
First Minister.
What I'd say to Mr Findlay is that we've seen recent data which indicates that Scotland has the highest rate of start-ups in the United Kingdom, apart from one part of England, which indicates the culture that we are creating in Scotland to encourage business growth and business expansion. And of course, the collaboration between our universities, and the example I cited in my first answer about the gaming industry, is one very clear example about how our university community collaborates with the business community to generate economic growth. So the Government is always attentive towards supporting and encouraging and nurturing innovation in Scotland, because it is the route to prosperity for our country, and the Government is delivering on that agenda.
Russell Findlay.
It's Innovation Week. I asked about innovation and he starts talking about something completely unrelated. John Swinney seems to be in a state of denial. The SNP marked this scorecard themselves, and it shows that they're failing. And even when we look at one of the measures in here they claim is improving, it's really not much to shout about. It claims the performance of high-growth businesses is improving. But the scorecard also reveals that Scotland is ranked 23 out of 28 European countries. Under the SNP, we're behind Romania, Bulgaria, Lithuania, and within the UK, we're behind Wales and almost every English regions. Is this really a record to be proud of?
First Minister.
In the assessment about high-growth companies, that activity is at the highest level since 2019. So what that indicates is that we are making progress beyond pre-pandemic levels in Scotland. But, of course, Mr Findlay gave me a whole range of examples about other European countries. And I'd simply make the point to Mr Findlay that those other European countries are all independent countries with the full range of economic powers at their disposal. So I'm really delighted that Mr Findlay has come to Parliament today and he's made the economic argument for Scottish independence.
Russell Findlay.
Well, the independence clacks on after question 3. I'd expected that at number 4. We need innovation to grow the economy. That's how to deliver more jobs and more money for public services. But I've lost count personally of the number of hard-grafting Scottish business people who tell me about their despair at this anti-business actions of the SNP government. They're being stifled by a torrent of regulation. The SNP have imposed more red tape on businesses in hospitality, oil and gas, house building, food and drink and more. SNP income tax rates are punishingly higher than elsewhere in the UK. And what all of this means is that there are fewer opportunities for aspirational Scots to get on in life. So will the First Minister accept that his government is actively harming Scottish business innovation and putting jobs at risk?